Welcome back to the Squeaky Dog Cast. That's how it's opening today.
Why'd you do that to me?
Jade was fucking around with the screen share for like 5 minutes, and I just had to hit start so that we could fucking begin.
It wasn't 5 minutes.
It was 5 minutes. It felt like 5 minutes. It felt like a
It was
long
like
time. Two and a
a long
half.
time is the runtime of Double Dragon.
Jade is sleep deprived. I'm sick. This is a special episode called the Who's Gonna Die First episode.
Who win?
Ooh.
Mother Nature or self-destruction?
Epic rap battles of history. Jade versus a healthy sleep schedule. Go!
I do generally have a healthy sleep schedule.
Well, fucking shit! Before we met, you were saying that you had like fucking 3 days with no sleep on average.
Not on average.
Grr. Grr.
All I'm saying is that it happened.
It
And it happened enough times for it to be like, I don't know, something I remember doing often enough. But
I see.
that's not particularly the plan today, is it?
What do you mean?
Oh,
What do you mean?
well, this is like about movie night.
Oh, right. Movie night. We're watching Street Fighter after this. Yeah.
Are you gonna make it?
I'm gonna make it. Yeah. Last night we did the double feature of Tremors 2 and Tremors 3. God, that movie's so bad. The second one was like fun, dumb. Like there were points of that movie where you were like where there you made me laugh with like things you said, like the little fucking Yoshi bit. But like that third movie, the only
It's
thing
Yoshi.
the third movie when they started flying and you just went what? I started dying. Just like, come on, what? The funniest reaction you could have had.
It's Yoshi.
It is Yoshi. It is Yoshi.
Satanic Yoshi.
Is
It's
demon.
fucking...
I love the monster design in these movies, though. I do think they're great. They're fun. They're a lot of fun. The first movie looks great. Like the first movie's awesome.
I guess I'll say like there's nothing particularly wrong with the design itself, so much as the concept sometimes. Like the ass blasting, like look, these were already, stretching from the original premise.
Yeah.
Like this was a far flung fucking thing from the original premise.
I think it's neat that they give us a full life cycle of them where they're grab boys, they're the big worm, and then they cut up and they go into these things that then after a day molt and then are able to fly, and then they fly away and lay their eggs, and then the eggs hatch the big worms again. I think that's neat.
You like Pokemon.
I do like Pokemon.
I think this is a stretch from the original concept as far as storytelling and design goes, because they are tools in storytelling. And this, like, if this existed, it would have existed in the first movie.
No. They only were around in like a week in the first movie or something. They killed him before it got to that point.
But it got to this point after what, a day?
Several days. Remember they were like having issues and then they called them in to go take care of it? So it's like been several days. They had to drive to Mexico and they were hunting out there for several days.
Yeah, but like by that point, essentially from the first movie, they had bread and continued. So like, why
No,
all the if this is their life cycle, why are they like, you know, why weren't they like breeding in the first place? Why weren't they doing their life cycle?
because it hadn't had enough time go by. The
I
first
don't
movie
know.
takes place under a much shorter time span. It takes place in like like just a few days, right? But then this movie took place over the course of like a week and a half
Isn't it
from
just
the
two
very first.
days?
The first movie, it's like 2 or 3 days
Like if
because the
you
guy was up there on
exclude
the
the guy, yeah, like if you exclude the guy dying of dehydration, because him dead is basically like the opening.
Yeah, he's up there for like 3 days. So then 2 nights pass after that, or maybe just one night because we know the night because they were on the rock, and I think that's the same night that the doctor family they got sucked under.
Pulled in. Yeah, they got sucked. They got sucked hard.
This is an incredibly boring conversation to people who haven't seen these movies.
I mean, fair, but that's why I brought up this ugly motherfucker.
Bring up the ass blaster. No, bring up the fucking albino one that looks like a penis. Like the awful, like made for TV computer effects. The goddamn $500,000 budget movie.
This is the
No.
ass blaster.
They look like shit. They look like dodo birds. They
But
look.
also, so this is the ass blaster.
It's such a low quality image too.
And also, like, this is also apparently the ass blaster.
Yeah.
Like, they don't seem to have a very consistent look about them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
They look the exact same in every image you showed. They don't look good.
I mean, that does not look like
It
that.
is. It's the same photo zoomed in.
It's not the same.
It's the same photo zoomed in. Look, it's the same rock above his head. It's the same fucking photo.
The rock's not above his head yet.
Yes, it is. Look, it's the same photo. It's in the same position too. Look, it's like the same
No,
photo. Whatever.
no.
Whatever.
Leave your thoughts in the comments. Riley will lose this argument.
Riley will lose this argument. Yeah, but later
Isn't your country? Isn't yours the country where like reality doesn't exist anymore?
yeah, pretty much. And I mean, I guess that segues kind of into like the only thing I wanted to talk about today is the RFK's autism study.
You mean the autism registry?
Yeah, but he's doing a study
Write your name
to
down so that
amass the
RFK
medical records.
can send the Gestapo to your house to have a conversation.
Yeah, they're gonna go through medical records of people diagnosed with autism and send them to a ranch. Luckily, I'm not officially diagnosed with autism, so this doesn't include me.
Thankfully so, and this might be a time where a lot of autistic people just start like hectic masking.
Yeah. So
Let's be real, like, we're people on
RFK.
the ground, right? Like
Yeah.
these are big moves, but they affect us in very real ways.
Yeah.
And it's like if I lived in the US, I am actually diagnosed with autism.
Yeah.
So
RFK is an
it's
actual nut
very
job. He's actually insane. Like I don't think he's doing a bit. I think he is legitimately insane.
but they all are.
Yes, but I think they're all slightly insane.
He's very much like off the rails.
He's completely like lost his mind, I
But
think.
they allow it.
And they allow it. Like I think that like
That's
the other ones have a sense of reality, have some semblance of knowing what's going on.
Trump
I do think Trump also has an idea of what's going on.
An idea?
He has concepts of an idea. I don't think
His concepts of
I
idea,
literally
that's all
do not think that RFK Jr. is at all sane. He's
but then none of
fucking
them are.
yes, but I'm trying to say he's like the most insane of all of them because he's over here going to put like people on Adderall onto farms in the middle of the country and shit. They are going.
He's
This is
put up these
genocidal.
ranches before Trump was even elected.
I'm
When
gonna
he
type
was
this one up
running
on
for office,
screen.
he spoke about this.
So
He was still running for president when he spoke about this. So
so
this is not like news to
it's not news
anybody
at
that
all.
once put in charge, he's going to do this. This is evil.
I
And
want to
this is
bring
what,
up a historical
like,
comparison here. Action T4,
yes,
which was the first instance of the Holocaust taking people's lives. It was against the disabled, the mentally and physically disabled in mental asylums.
yeah,
Signed off in October 39, and they were euthanizing up to 300,000 people by the end of the Holocaust. Um,
yes.
it was
I was in one
incredibly,
of those
yes,
camps,
yes, Mattenhausen,
Maltown,
Mauthausen. I thought there was an at
in
Mattenhausen.
Austria.
Yeah, Mauthausen.
Do you know how to say Austria in German?
Österreich or something.
Österreich.
Österreich. Österreich. I haven't ever heard it pronounced before, only written. Österreich.
Österreich.
Österreich. Österreich. Österreich. But yes, this was them doing experiments on mentally and physically disabled people. And it was so unpopular at the time that even like Nazis protested against it and stuff. And eventually they moved it underground so that it wasn't public anymore. Because originally it was public. It's like, oh, we're putting down the useless eaters, and everyone's like, hold on, my grandfather is like schizophrenic, and we don't think he's that big of an issue, and then like he's gotta die anyway and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's this is the same shit that RFK wants to do. Like I guarantee you, this
Yeah.
motherfucker sees like autism as a blight on society that needs to be wiped out. Oh, so sorry for the audience for in 10 minutes bringing up the Holocaust.
I'm trying to break a fucking land speed record, yeah.
We went from talking
Today
about
all day.
stupid fucking. We talk about stupid fucking Hans Asperger. Did he make Asperger's? He did,
Yes.
and he
My
was involved in the
original
program.
diagnosis was it was the third
Asperger's.
time I went to the clinic that I got
Hans Asperger.
ASD, autism spectrum disorder.
Erich Bauer. Gottfried von Erdmannsdorf.
He's also the reason why we don't call it Asperger's anymore.
Because he's a fucking Nazi.
Yes, that is why. That is why.
He's a Nazi.
And he wasn't like
The clinic was responsible for murdering hundreds of
he was
disabled children deemed
the
unworthy of life as part of the Third Reich's child euthanasia programs. Although they took extent of Asperger's knowledge of this fact, his intentions as referring to patients as clinic many be uncertain.
like he was the RFK of his time.
He was.
He was a fucking nutcase.
Die autistischen Psychopathen im Kindesalter.
I mean, you can pick up what that means, right?
The autistic psychopathy in children.
That's
or something like that.
That's not a pleasant title.
I don't know what Salter means here, but Kinder is kid. I assume this is autism. This is psychopathy or some shit. Or like of psychopathicness.
Yeah.
Yeah, the in Kindersalter. I don't know what Salter
Autistic
means.
psychopathy of childhood.
Oh, childhood. Okay.
Yeah, the translation's like kind of below. I found it.
Make sure you're on Do Not Disturb, by the way. I heard your ping.
Hey, that's one way I can annoy you. You need to start doing these in your server so I can annoy you.
No, you can't. You can't. But yeah, RFK wants to make autistic people die. It's crazy. Do you think they'll send Elon out there? Chop chop, Elon. Get on the boat. You're going to the island of autism.
Elon's rich enough to get a pass.
I mean, so back in World War II.
Do you think Kanye is going to a ranch for RFK?
Probably. Hold on. I think I could find it. Alright, so let's see if I can find this. Let's see if I can find this. Yes. Margarita Safardi. This was Mussolini's girlfriend,
Oh
lover,
dear,
who
fucking.
was Jewish and was
Oh,
forced to flee the country during the Holocaust because Mussolini gave her up to Hitler because Mussolini was a cuck. So she's known as the Jewish mother of fascism because she was a huge fascist, but of the Italian version of fascism that wasn't explicitly anti-Semitic, so she didn't really see an issue with her being Jewish with this. Um, but yeah, she had to leave the country, and her family was killed after she left in Auschwitz. Yeah, her children who remained in Italy survived the war, but her sister and her husband were extradited to the fascist forces and perished on the way to Auschwitz. So
uh,
yeah, just because Elon is in a position of power doesn't mean that people necessarily won't give him up.
yeah, but he's not a woman.
I know,
This
true,
is
but how
another
about this one?
reality of it.
Ernst Röhm, member of the SA, which was the Schutzstaffel, no, not the Schutzstaffel, the Sturmabteilung, which was the original Schutzstaffel. Um, he was the head of the SA, and he was killed in the Night of the Long Knives because he was gay. And this was Hitler's
Yeah,
like
because
secondhand
they're
man.
just as. This is why these things fall apart. Is
Yeah,
because they're just as willing to eat their own.
that's what I'm saying. Elon is not immune to their shit if they're so like. I mean, obviously Trump doesn't give a fuck about purging the autists or anything. He's not. He doesn't give a fuck about that. He's not that type of fascist. He's not a Nazi.
He's on his way to become the first trillionaire.
Elon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that Tesla stocks went up 8% because of one thing he said?
Yeah, because they're fucking pumping them artificially. Um.
Because he said he's going back to Tesla and leaving Doge alone because he's been bullied out of
That's
politics.
so funny. But what I'm
And
saying
the
here,
thing is,
what
is
my
that he's deciding to quit while he's ahead. While everybody's fucked over, he's deciding to quit.
I hope that he has a ketamine overdose. Um. But yeah, but my point was that just because someone's in the position of power doesn't mean that they're not going to eat their own and like kick him out. I mean, also wait, actually, we have bigger news. Pete Hegseth,
Oh
Pete
god.
Hegseth might be getting fired because I we didn't hold on.
We didn't
Uh,
talk about the Signal Gate 2,
we
which
did not
feels
talk about
old
this.
already.
Hold on, what the fuck
Is
is
it?
this? Pete Hegseth orders makeup studio installed at Pentagon. What the fuck is happening?
Yeah,
Goddamn
none of this
woke,
matters.
woke drag
And
queens in
this
the
is
Pentagon.
CBS. And this is CBS.
He gets what he needs. New feature. Pentagon Studio and Makeup gives away the game.
MSNBC.
Yeah, apparently he wants that. White House here,
Why is
NPR.
he? He's about to be fired.
The
Why the
White
fuck
House
does
is
he
looking
want
to replace
anything?
Pete Hegseth as defense secretary. So yeah, there was people in the White House really fucking hate Pete Hegseth because he's a drunk, belligerent piece of shit who yells at everyone, and has also gotten exposed for yet another Signal chat. Remember last time when the fuck they accidentally added the Atlantic chief of staff, whatever the hell, editor in chief, whatever. They accidentally added him to their call on Secret National Defense. Well, Pete Hegseth also had one where he had his wife and brother in the call, like in the Signal chat, which like he's sharing the news of Yemeni airstrikes with his family. Why? Why do they need to know that? It's one thing to accidentally add in someone who rats you out in when you're in your little illegal work around the system, but why would you even add your family to it? Why do they need to know? So they're looking to replace him. They want him out of here. And then apparently his response is to talk about a makeup studio.
Reality. None of these people can accept reality. Is why reality doesn't exist anymore. You realize, like, Trump is unhinged. Trump is
Yeah,
unhinged.
Dick
Did you hear
Durbin.
about him wandering the lawn?
What? I did not hear about
He was
this.
just walking around. He would just, I'm gonna put a flag here with a 50-foot flagpole because we need more American flags.
Oh, he's lost his mind.
Like, what is your president doing? Like, can you find a story?
He's doing retirement home wandering. Like
Yes, with like, full guards all around him, like at all times. They just gotta listen to his ramblings all fucking day. Can you imagine the stories they could tell?
I don't want to ever be trapped in a room while Donald Trump senilely rambles to me. I think that
You
the
would
Secret
lose
Service
IQ points.
I think that the Secret Service should take in inspiration from the Praetorian Guard. Hold on. Uh, because it was commonplace back then to have several emperors, including some very notable ones like Caligula and Elagabalus. She bitched too bad, and they killed her for it. But
Oh.
Caligula is like infamous for getting
Caligula
killed
is
by.
infamous for a great many things.
He's
I think
infamous for
Caligula
getting.
lived a life of I will be infamous.
Yeah, yeah. But he was
A lot of
assassinated
that
by
had to
his.
be on purpose.
Yeah, he was an interesting fellow. But then Elagabalus was the only trans empress of Rome. She bitched too bad. She also like
I
died at
mean,
18.
yeah, that doesn't
They
surprise.
stabbed the shit out of her. There's a lot of other ones here. That Pertinax, that name sounds familiar. Maybe it's because he was one of the first in the year of 5 emperors. Yeah, that's probably why I know him.
Why
When they
these
went through
societies fail because everybody at the top is murdering each other and nobody's actually running the shit.
list of Roman emperors. Look at all these white ass heads. I can't believe nobody had pupils back then.
Well, there's a thing they found about like ancient Roman
Yes,
antique
yes, yes. Yeah,
statues
the
about color.
Roman art restoration. Restoration. Uh
They were like painted as
yes,
fuck.
they were colorful as hell, yeah. This is typically what Roman art looked like on average. There was one specifically of a face, like they looked like this. This is what they would normally look like back
Yeah,
then
like they would be full
at the time.
color. Like these things were like these things could put Madame Tussauds to shame.
I want the
Like
yes.
they were
This is the one I was
really,
thinking of. This is what the statue originally was supposed to look like.
I think, a little bit better than that.
Well, yeah, but like you know what I mean. Like Roman art was very colorful back in the day, and the reason why we don't really associate it with color is largely because of Mussolini. Because Mussolini used the original depict like these like these fucked up depictions like the faded paint um for his symbols of fascism. Uh, they perfectly they preserved um it as it was because it led into the idea of like this uh like the strong Roman Empire's history and stuff. So um when they started doing this research into what Roman art originally looked like, they were getting death threats from Nazis like all the time because it shattered the worldview they had that Rome was like this perfect, pure white like metropolis
Fake
city and
news,
not
fake
like
news.
a
It's
colorful,
literally,
diverse
really, it's
art.
it's literally the fake news defense.
It is
What they're
another
saying is lies, and we will punish them for it.
another thing that a lot of people always say is that like they look at art from Roman times and assume that this is like at the time. Oh wait, hold on. This is infamous for being restored.
Yeah, that's
That's an infamous one. That one's in Spain. Um, like people don't like a lot of Nazis don't realize that like a lot of the art from around this time, not like stuff like this, but art in Rome that they cherish over is like made by people who were social dissidents, things that they would say are bad today, you know? Like art was challenging since its very beginning, but after time passes on, we look at societies in the past as like one dimensional. There was no discourse around art back then. Everything was just like, oh yeah, Roman culture was this mono cultural idea of like the big Colosseum and the fucking the forums and the legionnaires and the Roman emperor. Like, I feel like actually the one that gets it the worst is Egypt, because Egypt existed for thousands of years. Um,
Yeah,
like you have, I'm sure there's an image I can find here somewhere of just like a timeline, because that's kind of what I want. Like, I obviously I don't think it's gonna be here, but like maybe under images. Yes, this is kind of what I wanted. So this is all. This is just like before. Like this is like BCE over here.
yeah.
This is just ancient Egypt. This isn't even taken to Ptolemy and like Alexander's conquerings and stuff. Like that's over here. And like this is where Cleopatra is over here. And like fucking 2,500 years ago, you have the Old Kingdom begin. Like, but like people look at Egyptian stuff now and they see stuff from the Old Kingdom and they see stuff from the New Kingdom and they're like, "Oh, this is all like ancient Egypt. It's all one place." But like, no. This is like a 1500 BC. This is 1,000 years earlier. This is as disconnected from each other as we are from like fucking fucking 10,025. You know, like there's so much change in culture. Like the pyramids were built over here.
10,025?
Yeah, 10,000, 1,000. Sorry, not 10,000. 1,025. 1,025. 1025. You know, 1025. Shut up.
What?
Don't criticize
I didn't
me.
say anything. I questioned it, is all.
And
I
you
didn't
made me
even
look
say
like a
anything.
fool. You made me look like a fool. But like people don't really take into account how old Egypt is, how old Rome is, how long these things lasted for. Like look at this. You have like Greco-Roman shit over here 5,500 years ago. Pre-dynastic Egypt. Here's where the pyramids were built. Right around here. By the time that like the Greeks come in and the Romans come in, it's thousands of years later. It's like Rome wasn't just what it is remained as today. Egypt isn't just what it remains as today. There's a lot of history in there, and I think that like it's important to talk about and like important to like for people to realize that shit. Do you think in like like 5,000 years from now, people will look at like the British Empire and every English speaking country as like one monocultural identity, or like stuff like that, because it like lasted for the British Empire in one way or another lasted for about like 500, 600 years. No, so it's like,
Well,
it's like a roughly around the same time, not a time that Rome lasted for.
I don't know how the future will look back on these times. When I look back on history, the history stuff.
I can tell you this: in 100 years, when they're looking back at this political climate in America, they'll look at it like how we look at like, but they're not even gonna look at us like how they look how we looked at the Nazis or anything. They're gonna look at us at like how we look at fucking inbred kings and queens from like medieval Europe, where we just have
Yeah.
like just bullshit and not like real leadership. They're not gonna look at us like that. Like the amount of buffoonery on display is insane. Buffoonery is the only way to put it. What are you gonna do? It is what it is.
It
Jade,
is what it is.
I want to ask you about
Yes.
something.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on this? You're the Oblivion player. What are your thoughts on the Oblivion remaster?
Just scroll down.
What about
Give
it?
me $60 and I'll tell you.
The deluxe edition.
I got Oblivion Game of the Year edition. That was the first experience I had with the Elder Scrolls. I had the full, you get everything in the box, Oblivion on disc. Might still have it somewhere. And I played that game for an entire year, every single day, from when I woke up to when I went to sleep. Unmodded, by the way. Unmodded. No mod, zero. Completely 100% vanilla.
Yeah. Well, you could do it
So
again.
I
Oops.
I'm happy this happened, but
Ah, I did it again.
whether or not I
Wait, hold on.
like it
Say it again from the
remains to
beginning.
be
Say it again
seen.
from the beginning because I accidentally doxed myself.
I'm happy it's happened, but whether or not I like it remains to be seen. Like, I can't give any opinion on this, even with video footage, right? Like, I can't,
I
because
mean, this is a good sign over
my
here.
greatest fear, my greatest fear is that they've Skyrimized it.
I mean, look,
And
very positive. This is a good sign.
it's released on a big studio title.
No,
Everybody's like,
no, trust
holy
me, trust
shit.
me, trust me, trust me. If this game was bad, this would be deep red, mostly negative. Like it's Oblivion. People are not gonna like just be little like, oh well, it's the big Bethesda game. We're gonna like just give it a very no. It's Oblivion. They're gonna fucking rip this shit apart if it was bad. So I
I
have
mean,
expectation that it's like good.
it doesn't mean it's good. People raved about Skyrim when it came out. It was the
Skyrim came
best
out like 15
game
years
anybody
ago.
has. Yes, but we still look at games older than 15 years and go, wow, Skyrim ain't shit. Like,
Yes, but like what I'm saying is the current gaming like culture right now is to just hate on everything, right? Fucking it's so negative and shit. People are so quick to be like this is the worst fucking game of the year. Everything's falling apart and shit. Especially when it comes to Bethesda, like Starfield. People love to shit on Bethesda. And this is a Bethesda developed remaster of Oblivion that people aren't shitting on. So I think that's a sign that like they did a good.
I'm kind of worried about what I've heard about the combat.
I haven't heard anything about the
And it's
combat.
not that people are
Oh,
complaining.
I did it again! I did it again!
What I've heard is that people, please fucking, like, don't.
Please
The
fucking don't what?
people, don't dox yourself, silly dog.
I'm just gonna have to like censor it instead of like editing it out. I'm just gonna censor it.
I mean, that is what you need practice with the editing if you plan to make the other video that you plan to make.
Mm-hmm. Uh, there's one thing I'll show you as well.
I am I am seeing some people say that they like the combat, but I heard that apparently the combat was inspired by Dark Souls, and I've never played a Souls game.
You can make JD Vance in the character customizer.
The character customizer, the image on the right, all the way to the right, that one, that's the one I saw where people said like, "Oh, don't worry, the character creator is fine." because the meme over the years, like Oblivion's been out for what, 20 years now, and people still
Yeah.
play it actively. Like, this is why it took this long to get an Oblivion remaster, because, well, holy shit, people played this game. I do like how the Khajiit look.
Yeah. They look
I do
fun.
like how the Khajiit look.
Oh, Kevin Sorbo.
Kevin Sorbo. Get fuck Kevin Sorbo. Hercules. He's
He's
Hercules.
God's Not
I
Dead
watched
guy.
yeah, he's God's Not Dead guy.
Oh my
Busting
god,
fuckface.
Kevin fucking Sorbo. Oh my god, Kevin Sorbo. That's so funny. Gringle. Ha 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 ha. Ah! Ah!
God, rip headphones users.
I'll fucking kill someone. Ah.
Oh my god.
Ah! Ah! Yeah, I mean, if I had the money, I'd buy it. I don't got the money right now. But it was kind of crazy. This game was basically like dropped as soon as it was revealed. It was leaked a while ago, like a week ago or something, and then it like had its trailer, and then the next day it was out. That's crazy. Like this had no build up at all, which I guess is good because it is just a remaster. Like I think this is actually the best way to handle a remaster. You don't turn it into your next AAA release. You just release it at a price lower than the base than like a full price new game. This is kind of like the best way to do a remaster, I think.
I mean, it's not the worst.
Oh my
But
fucking god!
see, look, they had a Khajiit up there a moment ago. There's an there we go.
That looks
That's
cool.
the
I like how he looks very blocky. I just had the biggest glob of snot on my sleeve right now.
Oh, do people really need to know that?
Yeah, because I don't know what to do about it. I don't have any toilet paper to buy me to like wipe it up. I'll take a quick run to the bathroom to get the toilet paper.
Okay.
This is a nightmare episode. Okay, we're back now. That was a huge drop I had. Also, while I was going to get the fucking toilet paper, the internet died. And that was not fun, and I'm in a bad mood.
Probably gonna kill.
Bobby's on the
Puppy
fucking
go red.
lookout for murder. Bobby
Puppy
wants to
rage.
kill. Bobby wants to
Puppy
kill.
rage.
I'm like not in the headspace conducive to productivity at the moment.
Continuing.
No, that yeah. Do you want to talk about
Like,
something dumb for a bit?
okay, what dumb thing did you have in mind?
I don't have anything in mind. I was asking if you had anything dumb you wanted to talk about.
I'm really not a fan of like the banking industry, but who is?
Yeah, banks are kind of like where humanity started to go wrong. The second we invented like a fucking imaginary money, it's kind of like this. That's kind of like where shit is just like, all right, we deserve the meteor. Why hasn't God sent us the meteor? He sent it to the dinosaurs. Do you think God sent the dinosaurs the meteor after they started to like the second that one of them picked up like a rock to use as a weapon, God was like, "All right, fucking end it. I don't want these things killing me." So he sent a meteor to wipe out the dinosaurs because he was afraid of them. They can't
Are you making a
evolve.
Spy Kids reference?
I wasn't until I started forming the sentence, and then I was like, I could like
You're gonna
subtly
lean into
nod.
it.
I could subtly nod to it.
Subtle. Subtlety is not your speciality, darling.
Do you think you called me darling? Do you think that Do you think that God stays in heaven because he too is afraid of his creation? Insane how many big budget names they had in those movies. Robert Rodriguez is like the devil, and he holds contracts over everyone.
That's not actually it. I can tell you what it is, though.
People like Robert Rodriguez.
People like him.
Yeah, he
People
seems like
like
a.
him, and like for all the shit I give you about Spy Kids and the fact that I don't like Spy Kids and all
I
that,
mean, they're not good movies, but I grew up with them, so I'm not gonna fucking whine
they're
about it.
the movies he wanted to make for his kids to watch. And as a filmmaker, like, there's nothing I can say against that. That is why everybody in that movie said yes to it, even
Yeah,
though it had like no budget
and
and
Shark
nobody
Boy
was
and
getting
Lava
paid
Girl.
much. That
I
got
th-
too much budget.
I like Spy Kids a lot because they're so dumb but very earnest. They whenever I watch them, I am just back in my headspace as a child where I was watching them on a portable DVD player with shitty audio, and it felt like a dream. They do feel
Yeah, they are wild
dreamlike.
movies.
They especially the third one, Spy Kids 3D Game Over feels like a fucking
So,
fever
if I'm
dream.
not wrong, right? Like the
Yeah.
friendly uncle is
Yeah.
played by a convicted Mexican felon.
Yes, that's Danny Trejo.
He's amazing. He's an
Danny
amazing
Trejo's
human being.
wonderful. He plays Machete, and then Robert Rodriguez made his own Machete movie with that same character where he's like shooting people to death in a church and shit. And it's like, man, this is little fucking Judy's uncle.
Yeah, that's kind of like the bit, though, right?
That's
He is,
amazing.
but Rodriguez, like, because I saw the first movie Danny Trejo was in. It's a movie I want to watch with you.
What is it? Spy Kids 1?
No, I believe it
Probably from
was either El Mariachi or
El Mariachi. I love
what's the
Danny
other
Trejo.
one called? What's the other one called?
I remember seeing on the news a while ago.
Desperado.
Desperado. I know that one.
Like, this is
Yes.
one of the first movies I saw Danny Trejo
This
in.
is the one where they fucking
And
have the
it was
gun in
apparently his
the
first
briefcase.
movie.
Really?
Yeah, like Robert Rodriguez made him this, but the joke is that according to legend, like Rodriguez hired him like fresh out of prison.
Damn. I saw on the news a while ago, like probably a couple of years ago at this point, but like Danny Trejo had like saved an old lady and like her grandkid from a burning car, like on the interstate, like just randomly.
He's just the best person.
I love
I would
him.
want to hang with Danny Trejo. Danny Trejo seems like an awesome vibe. Him and what's the other guy's name? That's in also in weird movies.
That's there's
Ron
an
Perlman.
oh Ron Perlman, yeah, Ron Perlman.
Ron
Although
Perlman's a
he's great.
gem.
He always looks like he got stung by a bee, but like he's awesome. I do love that every director has their go-to actor. Like that's kind
I
of
mean,
like
he, this motherfucker was in Breaking Bad.
he played Tortuga. He was only in like one episode, but like
It was a banger
it's the
episode.
what well, I mean they did go bang.
Uh, don't spoil it now.
It's a fucking show from 2007. The episode came out in like 2008. It's like season 2 or season 3. Is it season 3? It's probably season 3
Um,
cuz the twins were the ones who did it, so it had to been. Actually, when was it? I don't even remember.
the twins are the ones who did it, but they
Yeah,
did
but
it off screen
well, then really they dragged him off
before they were
screen.
properly. Yeah,
So it was season 2 for sure because it was before they were properly introduced, like before they
before
stalked
they got
Walter in
their
his
big
home.
introduction.
I feel like Danny Trejo would do really good in like a Kojima game. Don't you think?
Yes,
He's got like Kojima game energy. He could totally play some fucking guy in a Kojima game whenever they go to Mexico. And
and Ron
Ron
Perlman,
Perlman, I feel like would also do good. I just think that
he's
they're neat
he's
people, you know.
and he's always playing in like bad guys, but like, there we go. Hellboy.
I need
This
to
was
watch Hellboy
cool.
still.
Hellboy is so cool.
My favorite Ron Perlman role is the narrator for Fallout. I say that partially. Oh,
Yeah, that is.
he also plays that Halo guy. I forget his fucking name. What's his name? He's in that photo right there, all the voice actor pictures. I forget his name. The guy with the hat on. That's him in Halo. I forget his name. He's like the chief of the entire UNSC's Navy or some shit. I could forget his name, but he plays him.
That's
Mr. Chief, what are you doing with that
Mr.
bomb?
Chief.
Sir,
What about,
finishing this fight.
do you know what this was?
No, it's too blurry for me to see.
I'm gonna bring this up. I'm gonna introduce you to this.
Oh, I forgot that he did this.
He did this.
I forgot about this. That's
He
fun.
did.
It looks like the Oblivion remaster Khajiit.
It does actually so much.
Maybe it's because he just looks like an Oblivion character in real life.
Like, and you know what this was? This was a series called Beauty and the Beast. This was a series.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh. Does he ever
And
become
the
human?
series was. Hmm?
Does he ever become human?
He is human. He's just been experimented on. Apparently, that's the story.
Oh, so it's not like the normal Beauty and the Beast story.
No, 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 no. This takes place in modern day.
Ah, neat.
And at least I saw the remake. I never actually watched this like original show, but I saw the remake. And the basic story is really like, look, this is all like modern. He's wearing like a jacket and shit.
He's wearing like a jacket and shit.
This woman's got like leopard print fur coat. Like, you
It
know,
looks like a fake show.
it's real.
It
It
looks like
ran for
something.
seasons.
It looks like something you'd see inside a different show as something that people are watching.
No, this look, 3 seasons.
Wow, how many episodes?
3 full seasons. 56 episodes.
Wow,
Not like 30, 56 episodes
wow.
of
Beauty and the Beast. They down the character Jerry. No, Catherine. No, Catherine died. I'm like so dead right now. I'm sitting in my
thank
chair
you
right
for
now,
subscribing.
rocking.
You wanted to do this like right away.
When else are we gonna do it? I can't do it tomorrow. I don't think I can, at least. I can't edit it tomorrow. Like, if we record tomorrow, then I can't edit it. So.
That's fair. That is fair. You are right. But we have gotten the time, haven't we? How much time have we?
Well, we have like 40 minutes because a lot of it's like cut out for the internet drop.
I mean, that's kind of true, but is that is that it then?
I don't know. Is it that
You're
it?
not feeling well. You're
No,
not
I'm not
feeling
feeling well
well.
at
You
all,
need to take
actually.
care. I know you're not feeling well and you're pushing through. And I'm not feeling my best either. And I'm supposed to stay up at least for another like 6, 7 hours.
I'm sorry, everyone. This is kind of like a downer episode, but
Thanks
we were
for
not feeling our best.
subscribing. Like, follow.
I'm not even gonna like promo this episode. We don't deserve it.
Oh, fair.
Yeah,
Fair.
yeah.
Fuck me then.
We didn't earn
Fuck
the
what I said.
subscription. No, no, I'm not doing. You could still do
I
it.
do all sorts of wacky shit. You can't just give me the lead like that.
All right then.
I do all
Well,
sorts of
hold on.
wacky shit.
Take off the Wikipedia page. I want to end it on the background like we always do. There we go. Well, uh, I literally am so brain fogged that I don't think I can continue. So this will be the end. Um, Jade,
This is the end.
is
Da-na-na.
I see trees are
My only
green,
friend, the end.
red roses too.
Nobody owns
I
it
see
but the
yellow,
end.
smiling back at
All right, you
you.
can like cut it.